This next group arrived here in Cambridge on February 1st, and they've been rehearsing ever since. With 6-hour breaks for sleep. They have an amazing set prepared for you. Unfortunately, the administration would not allow the trapeze rigging. But besides that, I want you to give a warm welcome to an amazing group, the Kroks of the 1980s.
Your eyes are blue, your kisses too. I never knew what they could do. I can't believe that you're in love with me. You're telling everyone you know I'm on your mind each place you go. They can't believe that you're in love with me. I have always placed you far above me. I just can't imagine that you love me. And after all is said and done, to think that I'm the lucky one, I can't believe that you're in love with me.
This can't be love because I feel so well. No sobs, no sorrows, no sighs. This can't be love. I get no dizzy spell. My head is not in the sky. My heart does not stand still. This is too sweet to This can't be love because I feel so well. But still I love to look in your eyes. Ba-do-ba-do-ba, sweet my heart does not stand still. This is too sweet. No, can't be love. Sweet. No, can't be love. Sweet. No, can't be love. I can't believe you love me. Your eyes are clear.
I can't believe that you're in love with me.
And after all is said and done, to think that I'm the lucky one.
I can't believe that you're in love with me.
So thank you very much. We are the Crocodillos of the 1980s, or I suppose a selection of the Crocodillos of the 1980s, a tasting platter of the poo-poo platter of the Crocodillos of the 1980s, also known as the dinosaur.
Things sure have changed a lot
Indeed.
since we were undergraduates. You know, you can tell it by the movies that they make about the undergraduate experience. For example, that quintessential 70s at Harvard film, Love Story. It's the story of the scion of a WASP family who falls in love with a girl from the wrong side of the tracks.
She was from the Quad, I think. Classic movie, and in which, well, spoiler alert, she dies. It enshrined that great line in our history: love means never having to say you're sorry.
You know, actually, in my experience, love means always having to say you're sorry.
So with the next
Over and over. Even when you don't really mean it.
You finished?
Yeah, I'm okay.
So the next generation had its own Harvard film, this time winning an Oscar, upping the stakes, with Good Will Hunting, this time with a guy from the wrong side of the tracks, falling in love with a girl from a wealthy WASP family herself.
And you see how they kind of switched it up there?
Right.
No wonder it was a prize winner.
Exactly, very innovative, yes. And then now, of course, you millennials have a Harvard film of your own, The Social Network, wherein this time a Jewish Harvard student, a real fish out of water story there, tries to start a business and then gets sued by two giant wasp twins.
Is that face thing you were telling me about?
Yes, Peter, it's called the Facebook, and all the kids are using it these days.
Wow, that's groovy.
It's very groovy. Yes. And surprisingly easy to use, and I know you're kind of a technophobe, but you know, you know what? After the concert, I'll fax you the directions.
That's awesome. Actually, you know what? I need to go home and change the roll of the thermal fax paper in, at home. But we hope you will like our next number.
See what he did there?
It's called Cloudburst.
I was blue and I was always wearing a frown because my gal had turned me down. Then we met and you bet I knew from the first you were my love, and that's no great cloudburst. My heart really flew the day you brought in my eye. I hope that we knew we'll never say goodbye. How great when the very first I found your love, and that's no great cloudburst. Hey, baby, I'm gonna tell you about your love, and then you kissing and you hugging and sweet little loving pretty baby. I'll be satisfied till I hear him playing Here Comes the Bride. Now listen to me, baby. I don't mean maybe listen to my story. It's probably true. I'm gonna find a way of telling everything of you. I hope you'll believe me, baby, because I certainly do. Because you're thrilling me, baby, really thrilling when you tell me. You probably got a kind of crush on me. It moves me, grooves me. Not if I can't want to be old, little darling. I'm really falling. Get me goofy and gay, and I don't want to get carried away. Just think you're going to be mine someday. Oh, let's spin a little park, a little stop, a little spark, a little love, a little nectar, a love, a little baby. Every time you voice me, every know me listen like you, dear. Let's stop a little, squeeze me, try a little, smile, let's try a little, sigh, maybe I have to cry a little bit. Cause to tell you the truth, I'm gonna love you, and that's it. Cause I love you, baby, 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 with all my heart. Ooh, listen to me when I say it, little lazy away, because I know, pretty baby, I know, pretty baby, I know, you're the one. Yes, you're the one. I knew what about you to bring was to get you. Make you love her lunch, let's flip it, never want to ruin that plot. Oh, I just a breeze through the trees, boy. Oh, cousin has one summer breeze, boy. Oh, I'm a lucky lover, I got the love you should discover.
Dim, dim, ba-do-ba-dim. Take a look at me, boy. Take another look, take another look, take a look at me, boy. Take another look, take another look, take a look at me, boy. Take another look, take another look, take another good long look at me.
I was blue and I was always wearing a frown because my gal had me down. Then we met and you bet I knew from the first you were my love, and that's when your great cloudburst. My heart really flew the day you caught my eye. I hope that we two will never say goodbye. Close the frame after the lightnings when there was I found your love, and that's when your great cloudburst. absolute highlight for all of us. Singing together, rehearsing together, many of us have sung together for more than 30 years. What an awesome gift that is from the Crocodillos. Something that we can do together, be friends together, and make music together for our entire lives. Thank you. So our gift to you now is My One and Only Love.
The very thought of you makes my heart sing like an April breeze on the wings of spring, and you appear in all your splendor, my one and only love. The shadows fall and spread their mystic charm in the hush of night. While you're in my arms, I feel your lips so warm and tender. My one and only love. The touch of your hand is like heaven, a heaven that I've never known. The blood on your cheek whenever I speak tells me that you are my own. You fill my eager heart with such desire. Every kiss you give sets my soul on fire. I give myself in sweet surrender. My one and only love. The fill my eager heart with such desire. Every kiss you give sets my soul on fire. I give myself in sweet surrender. My one and only
Thank you very much. It's such a pleasure to be back here in Sanders Theater after all of these years. And thanks to the undergrads for inviting us back. That's fantastic. You know, I imagine with all of these old dudes traipsing out here. It can get a little confusing. We all kind of look alike. And I thought that it might take a minute to give you some tips as to how to tell one generation from the other.
So the first guys who came out were the Kroks of the 60s, and they look good, right? Right. It's a great testimony to the power of the human being to resist even years of drug use.
You know, John, I think every one of them actually claims to have been there and done that at Woodstock.
So let's give them a round of applause for even remembering most of the words.
Now, the second group out, that was the Kroks of the 70s. And all you need to know about them is these are the guys who basically just won't retire so that young people can get jobs. and nonetheless expect you to help subsidize their really expensive old guy health care.
Well, it's true. The joint replacements, colonoscopies, and Viagra, it adds up.
And so you know, let's give them a scattered smattering of polite golf applause.
Now, the next group of guys was us. We're the Kroks of the 80s. And now we went to college with many of your parents, and like them, we're still embarrassed that we used to listen to Wham while sporting a mullet.
Well, you know, enough about us. These next guys out, they have a lot to answer for because the 90s were truly a god-awful decade.
Please. When they come out, we'd like them to answer for leaving us with dial-up internet, boy bands, and the Olsen twins.
If you get a chance to talk to them, ask them why they completely panicked at the Y2K hysteria and what it was like to head off to Blockbuster to rent laser discs.
But most important, we would like to find out the true meaning behind the cryptic sentence that defines their decade. I did not have sexual relations with that woman.